ฮัลโหลสวัสดีครับผมฮัลโหลสวัสดีครับผมโอเคเดี๋ยวขอมิวเสียงเกมแป๊บหนึ่งนะครับโอเคสวัสดีครับผมกลับมาพบกันอีกเช่นเคยนะครับผมสำหรับอาทิตย์นี้ก็วันนี้มาช้าดึกมากนิดนึงนะครับผมพอดีว่าวันนี้แอบไปเดินเล่นสะพานเหล็กมานิดหน่อยครับผมก็ไปหาของเล่นนี่แหละโอเคมาเดี๋ยววันนี้เป็นงานวันสุดท้ายสำหรับ Pokémon World Championship นะครับผมที่ลอนดอนเนาะก็ตอนนี้คู่สำหรับที่เห็นอยู่นี่ก็คือเป็นคู่สุดท้ายแล้วที่แข่งจบไปเมื่อน่าจะประมาณบ่ายๆเย็นๆนี่แหละเนาะประมาณเย็นๆนี่แหละครับผมก็ตอนนี้ได้แชมเปี้ยนแล้วครับผมเป็นรู้สึกว่าจะเป็นเด็กที่เล่นด้วยอาเซอุสแล้วก็เป็นในส่วนของปิกาจูบินไฟอิงปิกาจูเนาะแล้วก็ในส่วนของที่น่าแปลกใจก็คือเป็นฮิซุยจูไนเปอร์เนาะก็คือตัวนี้เป็นฮิซุยจูไนเปอร์ที่แบบเอ่อไม่ค่อยได้เห็นดีกว่าแต่เอาเป็นว่าเดาว่าน่าจะเอามาเพื่อโจมตีในส่วนของอาเซอุสเนาะเพราะว่าอาเซอุสเป็นธาตุธรรมดาเนาะโจมแพ้ธาตุโจมตีต่อสู้ฮิซุยโอเคเป็นฮิซุยจูไนเปอร์เนาะอ๋อต้องเป็นร่างวีสตาร์ลืมไปนี่น่าจะเป็นเด็กที่เอามาไว้แอนตี้เมตานะตอนนี้เลยก็เป็นฮิซุยครับผมตัวนี้ เป็นที่ซุยจูไนเปอร์นะครับผมก็คือพลังโจมตีเนี่ย160ดาเมจเนาะแล้วก็สามารถทิ้ง Energy Card นะผมจากบนมือเนี่ยตามจะได้ดาเมจเนี่ยเพิ่มขึ้นมาอีก30นะผมต่อการ์ด1ใบที่ทิ้งไปก็แปลว่าถ้าโจมตีไม่ถูกธาตุเนี่ยจะเท่ากับว่าเพิ่มอีก90ดาเมจเป็น250ดาเมจนะแล้วก็ถ้าใส่ในส่วนของชอยเบลเนี่ยก็280ดาเมจน็อกพวก V Star เกือบทุกตัวได้อยู่เหมือนกันสำหรับท่านี้เนาะแต่ถ้าโจมตีในส่วนของการ์ดขาวธาตุขาวอย่างอาเซอุสเนี่ยก็ไม่จำเป็นต้องทิ้งก็ได้นะดาเมจคูณ2ก็เป็น320แล้วซึ่งสามารถน็อกอาเซอุสได้สบายๆเลยแล้วก็ในส่วนของปิกาจูเนี่ยโอเคในส่วนของปิกาจูเนาะก็ปิกาจูครับผม160ดาเมจเนาะแต่ว่าความสามารถของโปเกมอนความสามารถของท่าโจมตีเนี่ยก็คือถ้าเป็นเบสิกถ้าฝั่งตรงข้ามใช้เบสิกโปเกมอนเนี่ยจะไม่สามารถทำการโจมตีทำดาเมจได้ให้กับปิกาจูได้เลยก็เอามาอันติเมตาของในส่วนของพาวเกียเพราะว่าพาวเกียเนี่ยแพ้ในส่วนของการ์ดธาตุต้องเรียกว่าพาวเกียเป็นธาตุน้ำเนาะแพ้ธาตุสายฟ้าซึ่งก็คือปิกาจูครับผมก็ถ้าตีเนี่ยก็คูณ2ก็เป็น320ดาเมจแล้วก็อาเซอุสก็เอามาบูสต์เอเนอร์จีให้กับทั้ง2ตัวเนาะก็ถ้าแปลงร่างได้เนี่ยแต่ว่าไฟอิงปิกาจูเนี่ยมันเป็นสายฟ้าก็จริงแต่ว่ามันแพ้ตัวมันเองเนาะก็คือสายฟ้าเหมือนกันแล้วก็เด็กที่คู่สุดท้ายใช้เนี่ยน่าจะเป็นเด็กเดียวกันด้วยนะเท่าที่ดู
well on the world stage is amazing to see these players.
And we do need to mention, as we have before, but as it is a final, just one more time.
ก็เดี๋ยวมาส่องคร่าวๆแล้วกันผมว่าเขาจะใช้เล็กลิสอะไรบ้างนะเพราะว่าตอนนี้ยังไม่มีเด็กลิสแต่ว่าน่าจะเดี๋ยวน่าจะมีเด็กลิสออกมาแหละเพราะว่าทุกปีมันจะมีทุกปีครับผมในงานเนี่ยจะมีการเรียกว่าเป็นโปรดักต์ละกันโปรดักต์ของแต่ละปีซึ่งก็คือเป็นเด็กขายเป็นเด็กเลยเป็นเด็กสำหรับสตาร์เตอร์เด็กเล่นก็คือเป็นเด็กของท็อปรันเนอร์ท็อป4ของงานเนาะออกมาขายประมาณนี้ก็เดี๋ยวเรามาดูกันนะครับว่าเขาเล่นกันยังไงเนาะก็ฝั่งซ้ายเนี่ยน่าจะเป็นมาจากญี่ปุ่นนะที่เห็นแบบ
looking for their RPSVs respectively, as well as a manual attachment return, because their energy acceleration is kind of few and far between. You're really all in on using your RPS to accelerate energy, so making sure you have energy in your hand in the opening is massive.
Yeah, there is of course that element that if you go second with the RPS, it's a double turbo energy, and you can be accelerating free energy onto your Pokemon beyond the bench, but then you can't necessarily do that if your opponent has set up something like a Zoo in Situai. Is it really worth giving up 2 prizes to accelerate free energy? Sometimes it is, but that is a decision that needs to be made.
เดี๋ยวขอเตรียมเด็กไว้ก่อนนะเดี๋ยวดูก่อนว่าฝั่งว่าเขาเล่นการ์ดอะไรบ้างโอเครู้สึกคนที่ได้แชมป์น่าจะเป็นฝั่งขวานะครับผมคนที่ชื่อออนเดรสนี่ป่ะน่าจะคนฝั่งขวาเนี่ยครับที่ชนะส่วนฝั่งซ้ายเนี่ยมาจากญี่ปุ่นนะครับผมชื่อคุณไดจิเนาะก็ประมาณนี้เดี๋ยวเราจะดูฝั่งขวาเป็นหลักนะฝั่งขวาเนาะก็คือตอนนี้มีที่เห็นก็คือมีบีดูบแล้วแต่ว่ายังไม่รู้ว่าใส่กี่ใบนะก็เดี๋ยวเราจะค่อยๆดูเด็กเขานะครับผมว่าเขาจะใช้อะไรบ้างเป็นฟุตบอล1ใบเนาะ
Game. So Andre starting off there with a quick ball, going to give a chance to get one of those Pokemon established. Probably an Arceus, you imagine. Oh, does drop Professor's research though. That would be nice to have turn two.
I think it's an indication of a very good hand. A quick ball, look through his deck of course, see what is in his prize cards. There are some important tech includes here. Note the upgrades he's on his deck right now is one to keep track of, to be able to remove it from Dodgy into play, because that's one hurdle that Dodgy can do as player 2 here to slow down Andre from having an explosive turn 2. But right now, Andre's turn 1 is fantastic. He can access an Arceus V, he can light energy in his hand, he can attack here.
โอ้โหอาเซอุสเวนแล้วไม่มีการ์ดว่ะลืมไปว่าไม่มีการ์ดอาเซอุส
Even though that Bidoof, I think it's fair to say not the biggest, strongest Pokemon around. It's not really being threatened from a KO from Daichi, and you're going to want to evolve it next turn. So Andre's potentially got that.
แล้วก็เป็น energy ไฟฟ้านะ
Arceus rolling as well. So not that much on the board, but certainly a very good setup as we go over to Daichi's first turn, and we're going to see if they've got anything coming here as well. And at least a quick ball to start.
Quick ball pretty solid. Daichi is going to discard one of his memory capsule.
ฝั่งขวาใช้ memory capsule นะครับผมบวกกับ quick ball แล้วก็เปิดมาด้วยอาเซอุสเนาะคิดว่าที่เอา memory capsule มาเนี่ยน่าจะเอามาเพราะเป็นไปได้นะเป็นไปได้ว่าที่เอา memory capsule มาเพื่อที่จะแปะให้กับในส่วนของ Thunder ก็คือร่าง2ของ ร่าง2ของตัวอีวุยซึ่งความสามารถเนี่ยทำให้โปเกมอนน้ำฝั่งตรงข้ามเนี่ยใช้งานความสามารถไม่ได้นะเดานะอันนี้เดายังไม่เห็นลิสการ์นะแต่คิดว่าน่าจะใช่
important things to check in your prize cards to see what you have access to. Where can you be planting these energies throughout the game with your Arceus? Because it's so important to keep track of these resources. He's going to take his time here and look at all of his outs. But right now, it's looking like a pretty strong hand. Could get him a supporter via the Luminion if he's currently lacking one. Or could get him some more Pokemon to start powering up on the board. And straight away, we are seeing
นี่เป็นจูไนเปอร์ฮิซุยครับ
both players. It's the Hisui and the Decidueye V hitting the board early for Daichi. I think it's an indication that he's going to look to try and get Trinity Charge this turn.
Yeah, with a double turbo energy, Trinity Charge can be used on turn 1 going second, and that would be excellent. Really threatening that Hisui and Decidueye V-Star on turn 2. Daichi is just flicking that path to the peak
debate.
Yeah, why put it into play? Of course, one thing we saw yesterday was both players bumping it off with the Pumpkaboo, but looking to do it like just for one turn and then
re-establish it. We do see a Marnie
from Daichi. This is a really dicey situation because if either player doesn't draw very well off this, perhaps they both play Luminion and Crobat to try and get out of it. Does Daichi have anything to do?
Double turbo energy. This is big for Daichi. You can hear the crowd already excited by the pickup. And now the Trinity Charge will power up the benched Hisui and Decidueye from Daichi. How will Andre respond? I don't think he has many supporters in his hand. I think it's boss's orders.
โอเคแล้วก็ทำการชาร์จเนาะชาร์จ energy เป็นน่าจะเป็นน้ำเนาะน้ำสายฟ้าแล้วก็ต่อสู้
Unfortunately, with Path to the Peak, that means no Starburst. So you actually have to go to the Evo route first to try and draw your hand up and try and get the Arceus in a roundabout way, and then you need to switch, and then you need the double turbo energy. So Daichi here has actually put Andre in a very awkward situation, but it is potentially drawable because of that Bibberell line that's being played.
Yeah, the alternative, because Andre also has Crobat in hand, he could simply Ultra Ball to find Pumpkaboo immediately, and then Dark Asset with his Crobat once the Path to the Peak has been bounced. So pretty strong.
โอเคเป็นไฮเปอร์บอลนะ
Hand. Andre has survived this Marnie pretty well.
Oh, it does actually have a double turbo energy in hand, which is very, very nice. Wouldn't need to drop a boss's orders, but that is something that, well, actually, there's a 2 double turbo energy in hand. You don't really want to lose one of them early, because it's so important for all of your attackers. It's really a deck.
เป็นบอสกับดับเบิลเอเนจีนะครับผมแล้วก็บอสโอเคเป็นดับเบิลเทอร์โบเอเนจีเนาะ
which is one basic and a double turbo to attack with basically anything. But this is one of those situations where you do just need to get going. And you call it Joe.
ก็คือตามหาพิกาบูเพราะว่าถ้าเกิดมีผ่านออฟพิกเนี่ยจะทำให้อาเซอุสใช้ความสามารถไม่ได้ก็เลยต้องหาตัวนี้พัมคาบูสิปั๊มคาบูใช่ตัวนี้ครับเอามาเพื่อทำลายในส่วนของ
and then we're going to play draw a bunch of cards, hopefully go from there. And I honestly think Andre's probably going to look to Path to the Peak to end the turn, possibly off of a Starburst.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such an interesting back and forth for both players. Daichi loves having abilities on his own side of the board, but still chose to play the Path to the Peak to make Andre's turn more difficult.
โอเคแล้วก็แปะ energy ครับก็ energy นี้น่าจะ2ใบแต่เดาว่าน่าจะใส่ไป4แหละ
Andre from the Marnie has been able to pumpkin pit.
โอเคแล้วก็มี Crobat อีก1 ตัว
on the Crobat. Let's see how it treats him. Don't see much of the Decidueye pieces. I think there's a Marnie in there, but actually not too hot from the 6 cards. Marnie is usable though for a fresh 5.
I think that's got to be the play. I don't see anything other than Marnie there which is going to do very much good here, unfortunately. I mean, Daichi's hand, when I spied it, seems to have a lot of energy and not a lot else. Although there is a Luminion, so...
แล้วก็มีจูไนเปอร์ครับจูไนเปอร์นี้น่าจะ
that'd
มี
be a horrible hand. As it is, Path to the Peak is gone. It's not a terrible hand, but now there's a Marnie coming down anyway, so it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, this could put Daichi...
Evolution Incense, that's a huge pickup for Andre. He will be starburning his turn. He's even picked
อ๋อ
up
มี
Path
ส
to the
ตาร์
Peak.
ไม่มี
So Andre now, he can find a
ต้องไป
switch.
ลองเดี๋ยวต้องไปหาต้องไปหาซื้ออีก
And end his turn on Path to the Peak. Excellent pickup from this Marnie.
Yeah, I don't think you could really have hoped it would go much
โอ
better
เค
than this.
เป็น
Now,
Evo
you're
Insane
gonna have Path to the Peak back out, you're going to have your B-Route there as your draw engine, and you're going to get the attack off with your Arceus V-Star. I mean, that is everything Andre wanted coming into this turn. Sure, you had to bench the
น่าจะ
Pokemon,
หา
go back and do it.
โอเคเป็น Arceus V Star เนาะ
not play down the Pokemon like Crobat V, which are more vulnerable, more easy routes for Daichi.
แล้วก็ใช้ V Star ครับหาเซิร์ช2ใบครับ
Much better turn now thanks to the 6 cards he saw from the Crobat V. Andre now going through the motions with his Starburst, which is certainly one of his options. Based on his hand, he can either have a supporter card guaranteed next turn or simply use the barrel here. Because he's actually holding on Ultra Ball as well. Doesn't have many good fodder cards, but he can simply use his draw for turn as fodder for the barrel later.
น่าจะเอาเป็นร่าง2ของบีดูเนี่ยอีก1
Yeah, one thing I'm
ใบ
looking here, Andre's
คิดว่า
discarded one double turbo energy,
1 ใน
attached one
2
to
ใบ
Arceus, has
ที่
the last
เลื
two
อก
in
ออก
hand.
มา
So they can't be Ultra Ball fodder, there can't be a Professor's Research here, you can't drop another one of them in the discard pile this early in the game. So that does make Andre's hand a little more awkward because they kind of got to keep hold of them.
ร่าง
But
2
that's something to worry about next turn. Now we've got the B-Route, now we've got the switch, now we've got the Arceus, and we're going to see 180 damage and free energy attached to the bench Pokemon.
ตอนนี้อาเซอุสก็ดาเมจ180ดาเมจเนาะ
You have 2 cards from the barrel as well.
พอใช้เสร็จแล้วก็ผ่านออฟพีคทับลงไปครับทำให้ฝั่งตรงข้ามใช้ความสามารถไม่ได้อีก
Andre's had the perfect turn.
เพราะตัวเองใช้เสร็จแล้วไง
And it's exactly what we are seeing. And it's going to be
ตัวเองใช้เสร็จแล้วก็เลย ขวางไว้
He's
ครั
getting
บ
a lot of energy out of this deck and start powering up back up attackers, most
โอ
notably.
เค 180
And
ดา
it is
เมจ
interesting to note he did draw the Hisui off the B-Route there and got the double turbo energy in hand. So just putting a single fighting energy on there means that V-Star is completely ready to go next turn. Is he just getting 1 energy?
Yeah, so the reserve approach is interesting because there's already a lot of energy on Daichi's Hisui and Decidueye V.
แต่แค่
So
เม็ด
Daichi
เดียวเอง
actually
เหรอ
goes for V-Star attack into the Arceus V-Star of Andre's and combines it with the Marnie. Andre would actually lose all of his double turbo energies that currently are in hand. So it's a small benefit for Daichi here.
แปลกจัง
You see why
แปล
Andre
กแค่
didn't
เม็ด
pull
เดียว
more
เอง
energy
อะ
out of the deck because you want to have multiple ways to use the Decidueye. He does play a 2/2 line.
And here comes Pumpkaboo Joe, double
โอ
Pumpkaboo
เค
early in
ฝั่ง
the
ซ้าย
game.
เรียกปิกาจูออกมาแล้วครับผมแล้วก็แปลงจูไนเปอร์เป็นร่างวีสตาร์แล้วนี่ไงใช่จริงด้วยครับเขาใส่ในส่วนของซันเดอร์เข้ามานะก็คือคิดไว้แล้วแหละว่าถ้ามีแคปซูลเนี่ยเมมโมรี่แคปซูลเนี่ยน่าจะมีตัวนี้ด้วยแต่ว่าดูจากสภาพแล้วก็คือเขาทิ้งไปโดยที่ไม่ได้ใช้เพราะว่าฝั่งตรงข้ามเนี่ยมันไม่มีโปเกมอนน้ำ ก็เลยไม่มีประโยชน์นะสำหรับเกมนี้
We had the Pokemon Boots above that path of the peak, then we had the Professor's Research. Do we have an evolution? Oh, we do. We've actually got the Hisuian Sidgeway Beast already on the bench. Could just manually retreat into that and get a KO. Oh, doesn't even have to manually retreat.
This is great for Daichi.
Yeah, this is
really
good.
worked out well. I'd assume you will target down Andre's Arceus in one hit KO. That's the whole reason why you are playing this Decidueye in the first place. Using this well preserved energy to have a backup attack online. I think there was even catch energy in
โอเค
order to
ส
have a
วิต
battle
ช์
attachment
เหมื
this
อนกัน
turn.
ครับเอานี่ขึ้นนี่ไงจูเนเปอร์ขึ้นมาแล้วครับผมก็จูเนเปอร์เตรียมน็อกอาเซอุสแล้วเพราะดาเมจคูณ
You've got that capture energy potentially there. You're thinking where's it going to go? Now, putting on the Flying Pikachu is interesting because of the cost of lightning double colorless. A lot of the time you just want to manually attach those two cards. So this means there still needs to be two attachments to get that Flying Pikachu on the board. I wouldn't mind it seeing on the Arceus, but then if the Arceus ever goes active again, then you are giving it up for two prizes. It is an awkward decision. At the end of the day, it's still an energy on the board. And he chooses not to have a basic Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else actually helps him too much. Thinking more increased energy to Arceus V. You don't really want to get another one out just yet. It's always great to thin cards from your deck, but putting these on the board can have downsides. It can be easy prizes for Andre. As you know, Andre plays 4 copies of Bostosaurus, so he is always able to hunt down these lower hit point V Pokemon.
And when you're playing cards like Beaver which can draw without playing your support for the turn, it makes it so much easier to play your non-draw supporters. So here comes the Hisuian Sidgeway V-Star. Uses that Somersault Feathers, goes and KOs the Arceus. I mean, this is another card that is guaranteed to be in the world's winning deck, which I'm willing to bet nobody called before the tournament, except for
เด็กวันนี้น่าจะไม่ได้เล่นแล้วแหละเพราะว่ามันอาเซอุสยังอาเซอุสกับจูเนเปอร์วีสตาร์เรายังไม่มีเลย
And you can see exactly why. It's cleanly KO.
Okay, Turbo Energy,
easy feat. The weakness really helping out the base damage and the Somersault Feathers, which doesn't look all that impressive, but when you piece it all together, it's a fantastic
แล้วก็
ingredient.
มี
Bringing
ไฮ
the
เปอร์บอลอีก
barrel.
1 ใบ
This
เนาะ
Flying PGV and another Ultra Ball here.
ครับไฮเปอร์บอลน่าจะ3 ใบเลยเหรอ3 ใบแล้วก็มีไฟอิงปิกาจูโอ้ไฟอิงปิกาจูไม่มีอ่ะเดี๋ยวต้องไปไอ้นี่
He's already got the attack established. He's going to be looking to 2 KO the Decidueye likely, or you're going to try and use a
เป็น
Bostosaurus.
ไฟอิงปิกาจู2 ตัว
there is a way
เนาะ
to actually go and get a one-hit KO, but you would have to discard free energy from your hand.
อ๋อไม่ใช่
And that's
ทิ้ง
gonna be
จากบ
awful
น
lot,
มือ
especially in the
สิ
early game, and especially with these decks that don't play a huge amount of energy. So
ทิ้ง
although there's a
ทิ้งบ
possibility
น
it's
มือ
not
แล้วก็
more
หยิบไฟ
effective
อิงปิกาจู
at
มา
all,
เพื่อ
far more likely to get a 2-hit KO or a
อ๋อ
Bostosaurus
น่าจะเคลียร์มือครับ
Tough break.
น่าจะเคลียร์มือเพื่อใช้ประความสามารถของ
Basic energy.
บีรูปร่าง
Could
2
affect another Arceus, which he could
จั่
also
วการ์ด
think about putting into play here. But yeah, that's a really bad few cards.
Not ideal. I mean, Daichi here could again just ignore the Hisuian Sidgeway as well. Could just go for double
ตอน
gusting to
นี้
try and
จู
win
เน
the
เปอ
game.
ร์ตี
Just kind of
ครับ
ignore that big. That's actually quite annoying, quite frankly. Not an easy one to go for. Interesting to
น็
know
อก
that
ไม่
with
ได้
the double turbo
นะ
energy bringing Arceus down to 180 damage, that would still be enough to
โด
KO
น
the
ไป
combat. So that is something to keep your eye
140 นะเพราะว่าโดนติด
on as we go through
Turbo
the game.
Energy
Daichi's in a
ล
very
บ
good position
20
now, especially if he has Gusting this turn. He does have access to Luminion, I believe. It was Andre who prized his. So if Daichi wants to
คือ
go
ตอน
for
นี้
this
ตาม
turn,
อ
it's a
ยู่
very
นะ
easy prize map.
Yeah, I like this one quite a lot. Here does come the Ultra Balls. Now we're going to see if Daichi's thinking the same thing we are. We do see the Ultra Ball with a couple of discards.
Hey,
He isn't
Bobon,
the ordinary
King
ones going into this
Azeroth.
one, and the Arceus clearly doesn't think any energy or Pokemon are going to need to be brought back. And now the question is, are we going for the Luminion for the boss's orders?
Could also be the Starbird, of course. That is online. That could be even better for Daichi. Because in that instance, you could also continue to power up the Flying Pikachu. You would simply gust up the Crobat,
Yes.
take 2 prize cards, powering up the Pikachu. You can evolve into the VMAX this turn if you feel like it's worthwhile to make it more likely if you just have the Max Balloon online.
I mean, I love the Gustin and Crobat play. I think that is absolutely what I would want to do here. Because the other thing is, yes, sure, you give up your Arceus, but actually, you're assuming the
เขาจะเอาอะไร
situation
ขึ้น
you
มา
want
เอา
here.
โคร
And that
แบ
means
ท
if
เอา
Andre
มา
does
เติม
ever
มือ
venture another
เนาะ
Arceus, that's a really easy Gustin KO. So sure, you're giving up the Arceus really if you do this play, but you're also going up 4 prizes to 0 and accelerating more energy in the process as well. So getting that Starbird would be good. It doesn't look like we've got Crobat coming into hand here, but there's no path to peek and play, and there is an Arceus in hand already.
Yep.
So Daichi's got anything they could possibly want here.
Yeah, it's the classic Crobat first. So
Oh,
you
yes.
can get anything you need from the Starbird for free. As we do see 4 cards being drawn for Daichi. Back up to 6 here. Don't spy any supporters.
There's a Professor's
Researches aren't ideal. You'd much prefer using Bostosaurus here.
Oh, yes. But you can just Starbird for
Yeah.
that. There's no path to peek and play. Daichi hasn't used the V-Star power yet. So, I mean, switch boss's orders, offer the V-Star power. We do see the V-Star power coming out here.
Yeah, I think because he's
Oh.
only got double turbo energy, he might have to
อ๋อ
search
มี
out.
ธาตุมืดด้วยมีอัลกาล่าไฟเยอร์ขึ้นมาด้วยนะธาตุมืดกะว่าเจอธาตุต่อสู้อ๋อเอาก็คือเอาธาตุมืดเพื่อมาจัดการกับ
One, if you actually want
ฮิ
to
ซุย
do
จูเน
Crobat
เปอร์อีก
Arceus
ที
or
หนึ่ง
Crobat. The alternative is you can just simply use the Decidueye this turn instead and not find any pivot options. You're just far less likely to have an immediate answer to a Flying Pikachu V in that instance. And of course, you're leaving your Arceus in the line. Sorry, your Decidueye's heavy damage in the line of 5 for Andre to come back with his own Decidueye.
Yeah, I really want to take the KO with Arceus here. It works so well with
Yeah.
getting that energy, and you're right. Needs to be borne in mind, double turbo energy.
ไม่สิแต่ว่าไอ้
One
นี่
Arceus is fine, Crobat's got
ฮิซุย
180.
จูเน
Two
เปอร์
on
มัน
Arceus is
เป็น
no
ธา
good.
ตุม่วง
Damage down to 160. With a choice bout, you would still get the KO, but there's no room for choice bout in this deck.
No.
There's too much already.
อ๋อ
in
เอา
here.
มาไอ้
There
นี่
are
เอา
some
มา
few
จัด
decks where
การ
it seems to
มิ
be
ว
that actually aren't playing choice bout, because at some point you've got to cut something.
Yeah, favoring the memory capsules. Not something you see every day for certain, but there are 3 copies of them in Daichi's list.
มิวมัน
Obviously,
ธาตุม่วง
able to
ธาตุพลังจิต
selections
เนาะ
and
แพ้
sort of what else.
ธาตุมืด
It was the basic energy, so I think that does mean Daichi's eyeing up.
อ๋อ
a
energy
treat play
มืด
here.
Yeah, I don't love
เออ
manually
ผม
cheating
ว่าตอน
any
แรกก็
energy, but I don't know what it is.
You can see, it's
Yeah.
not an easy choice.
There are basically 2 choices, and they're both kind of good and they're both kind of bad, and you need to make that decision. You either lose your Hisuian Decidueye, or you lose some of the energy. Now that's,
โอเคใช้บอสออเดอร์ครับผมดึงปิกาจูขึ้นมานะ
I think you've got to here.
Yeah. Currently, the base damage is not enough, and there is also a resistance on the Flying Pikachu V, let's not forget. So it has to be 2 discards for the Somersault Feathers.
โอเคทิ้งการ์ด Energy บนมือนะครับผมตอนนี้เนี่ยปิกาจูของเขาเนี่ยมีเลือดแค่190นะ190ครับผมแล้วก็ทิ้ง2ใบเอาจริงๆทิ้งแค่ใบเดียวก็ได้นะเพราะว่า Energy เขาไม่ได้ใช้ไอเนี่ย
In order to get all the way up to 220, minus the 30 resist. That's what
โอ้ทิ้ง2ใบเลยนะคือจริงๆทิ้งแค่ใบเดียวก็ได้นะเพิ่มอีก30ดาเมจก็160บวกกับ160กับ100ปิกาไฟอิงปิกาจูเนี่ยน่าจะมีเลือดแค่เท่าไหร่อ่ะมีเลือดแค่190ป่ะมีเลือดแค่190นะเหมือนกับว่าเหมือนทิ้ง energy เกินไปใบหนึ่งนะแต่ แต่ก็
I mean, apparently there was a debate going on, and it was neither the plays we were thinking of.
ตอนนี้
And
ได้
it's a very interesting
ไปแล้ว
play. But it is worth pointing out
2
the
ใบ
games yesterday did end up
เหลื
coming
อ
down
เหลือ
to
ไพ่
Flying
2 ใบ
Pikachu versus Flying Pikachu, and Daichi
จะพลิก
basically
กลับ
saying,
มา
hey,
ชนะ
even
ยัง
if
ไง
I
วะ
only I had Flying Pikachu in that
คือ
situation.
แบบสภาพนี้คือไอ้นี่แล้วนะ
being able to get KO'd by either Arceus or the Hisuian Decidueye. So no matter what Andre targets this turn to attack against, Daichi will be able to have a means of using boss orders for game on the following turn. Andre's going to go for hand destruction. It's a big
แม
money
รี่
here.
ครับ
Can he disrupt Daichi out of boss's orders out on the next turn?
He's got to go for a path to the peak here, because with minions in play, the minion will just go and grab a support garbage issue boss's orders. The minion's the easiest way to get it, so you've got to be looking for a path to the peak here. You've got to make it as hard as possible for Daichi to get an energy in a boss's orders. It's got to be done. And I think Andres is looking at how much energy do you have? Do you have access to the minion?
โอเคเช็คการ์ดน่าจะเช็ค energy หรือเปล่า
all your routes to it.
Andre has a lot of balls, so he can thin plenty of cards out of the hand and the deck before using
โอเค
the industrious incisors.
Quick Bond อีก1 ใบครับ
And then continue to draw more cards to see if he can get that vital part of the peak.
Yeah, that is going to be big. I mean, the KO is not a problem here. The Pokemon are heavily damaged.
King
The problem is
as a
Andre hasn't
opener.
taken the KO yet, and Daichi's already 4 prizes up.
He's pretty behind.
So it's not. I mean, taking the KO is easy. That's on the board. The issue for Andre isn't KO, it's disruption. If you enter a prize race at this stage, guarantee you're not going to win. So what you have to do is go for that prize race while stopping
เรียก
your
จู
opponent.
ไน
I
เปอร์
love
อีก
this
ตัว
second
หนึ่งออก
Hisuian
มาครับ
Decidueye. Go away with
เอ้า
your quick
แล้ว
ball,
ก็
grab something else
ใช้
instead.
Quick Bond เพื่อทิ้งจูไนเปอร์อีก
You know, he's just limited to mangle attachments for the remainder of the game, I would imagine. I think the only other attack you'd expect to try and get out would be a Flying Pikachu, but that can be the end of his sequence. Instead, going to take no target and maybe happy to incisors now. I think he already had an Ultra Ball in hand as well, though, so maybe using the fail search even more here.
Yeah, if you look at Daichi's board, you don't need a Hisuian Decidueye. Arceus is damaged. Oh, what's he got?
The peak is going to be big. Doesn't find one. That's pretty rough for Andre. I think he could have gone even lower, but wants to keep the Ultra around to have a means into a V-Star, which he naturally drew into from the barrel, of course. So it is just going to be a knockout. 2 hit KOing Daichi's Hisuian Decidueye with his own. Andre takes his first 2 prize cards, but I think it's down to Daichi to see if he can close the game here.
Yeah, do we have a boss's orders? Do we have a way to get that Luminium? We've got a couple of double turbo energy, and we don't know. So the double turbo energy does go on to the
A very poor hand, I think.
Arceus. Yeah, I'm not loving it. We've got a
Daichi, yeah, I mean, Daichi still is in such a commanding position. He can just try and 2 hit KO this Decidueye. He's going to hit it just for, what's that, 160 damage, and get some additional energies out of the deck. This has powered up the Flying Pikachu, and now the doors are closing in on Andre. He can now retreat into his own V-Star, easily knock out the Arceus, but then where do his remaining prizes come from? Going to have to be a Crobat. He's going to have to dodge boss orders for
ตอน
another
นี้
turn.
น็อก
Yeah, that's what we're
จู
going
ไน
to
เปอร์
go.
ไป
The
แล้ว
Arceus 70 damage, the Decidueye 70 damage, but then you've either got to find Gusting on the Crobat or go through that Pikachu, that Flying Pikachu VMAX, and it's such an awkward one. It's sure it's not the biggest VMAX out there. It's actually quite low HP compared to some VMAXs, but it's still 310. It's still absolutely huge. And if you're hitting it for weakness, that's good. But there's a very good reason why Daichi targeted down that Flying Pikachu a couple of turns ago.
Yeah, I think the judge is just figuring out if Daichi chose to bench the CD before the attack. I believe he did, because it just makes sense to, in case you're going to get hit with money. There we go. It is in play. Andre, of course, has to retreat, has to attack with his Arceus V-Star. We know he has one in hand, and it will be down to him to possibly, well, he may not even want to hand disrupt, because you know Daichi didn't play any supporter last turn. He's just hoping that he can 2 hit KO the Arceus, work towards his own boss's orders next turn.
Yeah, I think that's what you've got to do. Take the prize here and then hope for something on the board. It's actually a very similar situation to where Daichi was a minute ago. Andre has got a very easy KO on that Crobat with a boss's orders. So it really just comes down to which one of these players can close out the game.
ไม่งั้นโดนเสียไพ่ฟรี
They both put themselves in good positions to actually win. And Daichi's on the front foot. Daichi's got
ใส่อัลตร้าบอลไป4 ใบเลยนะ
Daichi's
เท่า
going to
ที่
win.
ดู
But if Daichi can just whip for 1 or 2 more turns, then Andre is going to be able to go crucially up 1 game to 0, taking out that Crobat.
I think it's 1 turn. I think Daichi's living on the top deck right now, because Andre's putting himself in a good position, and as long as he can draw enough cards from industrious incisors over this turn and the next, he should have plenty of outs. As we keep saying, he plays 4 copies of boss's orders.
ก็อันนี้น่าจะเป็นคีบานาหรือเปล่าถ้าดู
Yeah,
จาก
you have to. When you're drawing with stuff like Beaver and boss's orders, rather than cherry picking with your Intelli Online, you've got to be playing high up counts of the cards that are really important, like boss's orders. You can't just go and pick the one you want. So the best you can do is just increase your chances of actually drawing it.
มีดูปิ้ง1 ตัวเนาะ
Potentially double industrious incisors next turn.
Yeah, Andre has, of course, prized his
เป็นไปได้ว่าใส่ไป
real
2
reason to
คู่
keep the bench space open for anything, unless he wins the 50-50 taking out of his prize cards with a knockout this turn. Andre just debating whether it's worth going for a Marnie here, or will he simply industrious for 3 cards. He does, and he's got boss's orders in hand, so I believe that means that Andre, and he even picks up the path of the peak, so can deny Daichi the Luminion outs as well. I think he's actually in a very good spot here. You retreat out of your Decidueye, you take a KO, and you're holding boss's orders for the next turn. Daichi will need to top deck here if he is going to win the game.
Yeah, I love this. You've done everything you can to put yourself in the best possible situation. Force your opponent to have the boss's orders, but put them out to the peak so you can't get it with Luminion. And Daichi is really in top deck mode here. He could play a Marnie to try and slow Andre down, but if there's no boss's orders and there's no Marnie, then Andre is going to win the game next turn. So it
ก็
really comes
โจ
down
ม
to
ตี
Daichi's got the
ค
boss's
รับ
orders. He
ส
wins.
วนกลับมาได้แล้วโอเค
He basically loses on the spot if he can't
ตอน
find
นี้
boss's orders
ไฟ
for
อิง
Marnie.
ปิกาจูขึ้นมาแล้ว
Yeah, boss's orders wins. Marnie potentially keeps you alive. Anything else just gives the game to Andre as soon as just the next turn starts. That Crobat will be going down, and Andre's going to take a 1 game to 0 lead. And instead of taking too long, I want to know what Daichi's top deck is.
Andre accelerating to
จู
his
ไน
Hisuian
เปอร์
Decidueye,
แล้ว
of
ก็
course, again through
โค
his
โร
outs,
แบท
future boss's orders if need be. He's going to take a couple of prize cards, just go down to himself. Let's see what the
What
top
is
deck
it?
is.
He's put it in a hand. He hasn't landed down. It's nothing might be terrible. It might be an Arceus V. So
ตอนนี้ไพ่เท่ากัน
we
แล้ว
know it's not going to do any good here. We know that Andre's going to win game 1 at this stage.
Yeah,
Unless something really unexpected happens, because we know Andre.
Paralysis plays, because I think there's a memory capsule on the Pikachu.
Oh, there
Attempt
is.
a Thundershock
You
here.
could attempt a Thundershock. But we won't know if he's going to fly off Thundershock until he actually puts down the damage.
Well, I don't think Fly helps you.
No,
It has to be a Thundershock.
Has to be a Thundershock. You're right, Joe. You're
He's
right.
going to deal the damage. And
Okay, so here we're
Andre
going to
has boss's orders in hand, can take out the
อ่า
Crobat.
ใช้บอสครับผมเอาโคแบ็กขึ้นมานะ
It looked pretty dicey there for a few
โอ้
moments.
โหกลายเป็นว่าฝั่งซ้ายเนี่ยเขา
Here we're going to see Thundershock until he actually puts down the.
เพราะว่าบูทไม่ตายนะ เพราะว่าไฟอิงปิกาจูดาเมจมันไม่พอนะครับผมคือดาเมจเบิร์ดมันสูงสุดต่อให้ติดชอยเบลอย่างมากก็ได้แค่190นะซึ่งมันบูทไอ้นี่ไม่ตายอยู่แล้วฝั่งเขาเนี่ยก็ไม่มีบอสนะคือไม่มีบอสไม่มีอะไรที่สามารถเรียกในฝั่งของจูไนเปอร์ฝั่งตรงข้ามขึ้นมาเพื่อน็อกเอาท์ได้ทีนี้ก็เลยโดนอาเซอุสฝั่งขวานะครับผมดึงบังเอิญถ้าจวดได้บอสพอดีนะ
Here we're going to
Andre
see.
has boss's orders in
หรือไม่มีบนมืออยู่แล้วน่าจะมีบนมืออยู่แล้วนะก็เลยใช้บอส
hand,
ดึง
can
โค
take out
แบ็
the
กขึ้นมา
Crobat.
ตก
That is going to be game 1 of 3 here. Andre one ahead. It looked pretty dicey there for a few moments, but he was able to avoid boss's
ถือว่าจะเรียกว่าไงดีอะ ต้องเรียกว่าดูพลิกกลับมาชนะได้อะเพราะว่าจากตอนแรกคือเสียไป4ไพร์แล้วเสียไป4ไพร์แล้วก็สวนกลับมาชนะได้เลยอ่ะก็คือถือว่าดีเก่งเรียกว่าดวงในการจั่วการ์ดดีระดับหนึ่งแล้วก็สเต็ปการเล่นก็ถือว่าค่อนข้างโอเคเลยนะแต่เมื่อกี้ซูไนเปอร์มีประมาณ2ใบใช่ไหมถ้าจำไม่ผิด
Actually, it is a beat route which is way more important, it turns out. Being able to draw out of Marnies, being able to draw even under the path of the peak lock. And we've seen in every game so far that beat route has been absolutely huge. But Duke is a very popular Pokemon, and I know there are a lot of people who want to see Duke crowned as a world champion.
คืออาเซอุสตอนนี้กลายเป็นว่าคือเอาจริงๆอ่ะอาเซอุสอ่ะมันเก่งมากเลยนะมันเป็นตัวซัพพอร์ตถ้าเด็กไหนที่ติดต้องใช้ energy เยอะๆอ่ะส่วนใหญ่ก็น่าจะต้องใช้อาเซอุสเนี่ยในการบูต energy
It wasn't your time in game one, but maybe you can still make it count in these next two.
Yeah, it's what you've got to do at the end of the day. It was, it's nice to have that beat route to be able to draw, and that seems to really be the difference. Whereas Daichi is getting on the path of the peak lock and it's just not working. Andre is able, and it's deck finning, and it's what marks a really good player. Lots of decisions as to what to discard, lots of finning a deck, lots of finning a hand just in case of Marnie. Basically knowing, look, I'm relying on this beat route, all right? So I know I've got to just increase my odds, and it's tiny percentages, making it ever so slightly more likely that you're actually going to be drawing out of any Marnie that comes along. And I love that from Andre. And we're not going to see a repeat of the seniors finals here. We're not going to see game two, really taking up all of the time, and then we're going to a sudden death. We should have just enough time to finish our 3-4 games. That's what we're looking for here.
Both players have concluded shuffling up, and we will start to see their opening hands here. I'm sure at this point there's a lot of pressure going on. They must be thinking about all sorts of things, really hoping to have those Arceus Vs in hand. The crowd here supporting both players, very popular out in the field, and yeah, let's see this thrilling conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, we said there was a pretty big crowd. There was a little bit of proof of that right there. There's a lovely crowd here. People are up and excited. And World Day 3 is different. There are a lot of seats in this venue. They're pretty much all filled. There's a huge crowd. Everybody's watching. And it's a little bit weird for us, but wherever you go in the venue, you can hear our commentary show. It's being bumped everywhere. Nobody's going to miss a second of the action here. So that is just the joy of the world's fight.
โอเคมีบอสมีติด energy ด้วยมี capture energy
Now, as we take a look at the prizes here, we've nothing huge there.
คือดับเบิลน่าจะมี4 ใบ
double turbo and a path and a boss for Daichi, but nothing that they don't have other copies of.
Yeah, eerily similar to each other there in those prize cards, but as you say, nothing integral to them, nothing like a one-off copy of key cards. Daichi will, of course, be going first in this second game, so it's really important for him to have an opening attachment, which he's already got established, and an Arceus V, so it's a very strong hand. He can continue to dig. Actually, this card, they Crobat V early on, so yeah, he's got a fantastic hand.
Yeah, and we do know that the Ordinary Rod is in the deck. We haven't really seen it used all that much, but it is there to potentially get it back later. Galarian Moltres V is not doing very much as we go through the game, so not particularly terrible discards there. We've got the Arceus, and again, we see Daichi just popping those energy up because this deck has a very weird energy line, and you've got to make sure, because you're playing 2 fighting energy, you're playing 2 lightning energy, but you have really important attackers that need 1 fighting and 1 lightning, so you've got to always make sure. It'll be so easy to accidentally discard that second energy, and then all of a sudden one of your attackers is taken off the board. We've all done it at some point. But Daichi here is a very good player, a very methodical player, and we see every time the first deck search, those energy are being poked up a little bit just so that Daichi can make sure that everything there is right.
Yeah, it's much more than a slap on the head when you're on the World Finals to make a mistake like that. So taking the time to look through everything, make sure you are well aware of what you have access to is important. Once again, Daichi does find his early Hisui and Decidueye V to threaten Andre's Arceus and has a manual attachment for turn. Pretty much everything he needs on his first one.
Yeah, this is a good first turn. We've got the 2 Pokemon we wanted. We've got the energy attachment. Can't attack as you're going first. There was no point even going for the energy attachment with Arceus. As for Andre, I mean, Flying Pikachu's going to come out at some point, and it's got free retreat, so that's not a bad Pokemon to start with. But you need to be trying to get some cards established. I mean, really, but do for an Arceus, are the big ones we tend to see early doors.
Andre asking how many cards Daichi has in hand, but I don't think the actual size of cards matters too much. When you see your opponent multiple away a Crobat, you've got a good feeling that their hand's pretty strong. Andre, I believe, has a Marnie
ทิ้ง energy ต่อสู้นะ
and a professor's research to choose from. Actually, opted to
ทิ้ง
discard
2
a double
energy
turbo
เลยเหรอ
I wonder if he has access to another one, because I would imagine a Trinity card is still a very strong choice, even though you're staring down an Arceus swinging into you.
I mean, you've got to think that's got to be the option, because of course you've already got the Ultra Ball, you've got free retreat for any active. Trinity charge would be very easy to pop off from this particular situation. And we see, as we get to the mid and late game of these decks, they're running out of energy acceleration, and it's more just what attackers have I got ready to go, what can I use? So certainly, if you don't go for Arceus at all in the early game, you are really going to find yourself struggling. It's more just kind of hoping you don't get KO'd, and the fact that the energy's on Arceus, not on Hisui and Decidueye, means that although you'll probably take a big chunk of damage, it's very unlikely you're getting KO'd.
Yep, I do like the more conservative approach. Make sure you have your Arceus V-Star power available to you as quickly as possible, so you can react to whatever he does. And we do see a second double turbo energy in hand. Andre going to get fresh 7 here. Will he be able to access a part of the peak? He does. That's a big draw for him to slow down his opponent. I don't think he found any access to the Hisui and Decidueye V, so he may be limited to Trinity charging 2 the Flying Pikachu here. But I think on balance, because you have the path of the peak and your own Pumpkaboo in hand, you take this.
Oh yeah, if you've got Pumpkaboo already ready to bump it, then there's no real downside to you. You always have to make that decision with path of the peak. It's hurting my opponent. Is it going to hurt me as much or more though? But if you've got the Pumpkaboo ready to bump it, it really doesn't matter. Put it down, knowing that if you really need your abilities next turn, they will be on the board. And of course, there's always a chance to just use your abilities and re-establish
energy
anyway.
ให้กับ
Andre will his turn on a Trinity charge,
นะ
eyeing up lots of basic lightning energy to his Flying Pikachu V. And Daichi, I believe he has a supporter in his hand and a Hisui and Decidueye V-Star, so he's not completely walled out by this path of the peak, but it will be down to what he draws from his supporter turn.
Yeah, it's going to be important. We have seen both of Ryota in the top 4 round with Daichi in game 1 here today, but sometimes these decks against Andre do not have the best draws. And you can survive a turn or 2 with bad draws if your opponent is also drawing bad. But with Andre being able to ride it yesterday and today, that has made a big difference. And what have we got? It looks like a second another Arceus V.
Yeah, another Arceus V for Daichi, obviously going to evolve into his V-Star here. I think we're spinning the wheel with money again. Here we go. It's going to be a fresh 5 cards for Daichi. He needs a lot here, to be honest with you. And Andre also getting his own hand disrupted. His Pumpkaboo is going to the bottom of his deck, and he will just draw 4 cards here. Was he a double turbo energy? No. That's very awkward. There are ball search cards. He could go for Pumpkaboo Starbirth. I actually think it's okay, to be honest, as long as he has access to Pumpkaboo.
He's got a quick ball and he's got his V-Star, so it is absolutely possible to get that V-Star power.
Very strong.
Yeah, and I think you've got to. You need to get that double turbo energy. You need to get the energy onto a Hisui and Decidueye. You need to get damage onto the board. So no, I like this play an awful lot. It's going to mean that Andre's going to have access to his abilities on his turn, unless you Starbirth 4 path of the peak. And actually,
I feel like you would, right?
you only need double turbo energy. That's all you actually need.
Yeah, although it may be in your best interest to try and get a flying Pikachu down yourself, so you can also threaten Andre's one at this stage. We'll see. I think overall you're certainly going to grab Pumpkaboo here.
Oh yeah.
So you can enable Starburst, and like you said, there's a big debate around whether you want to go for double turbo plus path to shut down Andre,
โอเคเป็นเดี๋ยวขอดูนี่แบบ
or do you want to grab yourself a support card for the following turn?
Yeah, well,
Because
recap
that would be
teaming.
pretty rough. Otherwise, I think he's got enough just to use Starburst, but it wouldn't give him many options on the following turn.
No, and it's all fun and games shutting down your opponent and slowing them down and hurting their draws, but at some point you've actually got to draw well as well. You can't just shut down your opponent and be like, oh, I'll top deck out of it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
You've got to set yourself up for future turns, and you're right. I mean, Daichi essentially has a really good hand for this turn, and very little going on for next turn. We saw that top deck mode, it didn't work for Ryota yesterday, it's not working for Daichi in game 1 today, so I think having seen all of that, you want to play just slightly more conservatively and just find that supporter card so you've got something going on next turn. I don't want to give my opponent access to their abilities, but I'm getting the first damage on the board, and I'm setting up some good Pokemon, and I kind of feel alright with that.
Actually playing it safe, looks like it's going to be double turbo energy plus Professor's Research as his selection, so he's hoping that simply the tempo of getting the first bit of damage onto Andre's Arceus is going to be enough here. He feels ahead in the game, so just make sure that you aren't put into a bad situation with an awkward hand. Feels like the best choice for me. We are shuffling up the deck, but I think Daichi's going to be going back in to accelerate onto this Assumed Decidueye V-Star anyway.
Yeah, you've got to think that is going to be the play. So there goes the double turbo energy. We do see the 180 damage, 200 minus 24, the double turbo energy, and then we're just going to go and search out those energy, which kind of have to all go on the Assumed Decidueye because actually there's not much else to attach to.
I think he's already got darkness energy in hand, so I like seeing just the two coming into play here because it's so important for Daichi to get maximum value from his Trinity Nova. He's not any threat of the Arceus getting knocked out next turn, so as long as he can find a Pikachu, he can then power up another attacker on the following turn.
That would be nice. I would like that.
Lots of damage now on Andre's
Okay,
Arceus V as we are passing it over to him. We'll see, will he have access to his own Starburst here? How's the money treated him?
Yeah, if the money's given Andre nothing, then the path to the pick becomes irrelevant. I can't get a good look at his hand there.
Decidueye pieces are still fighting energy.
There is fighting energy, there is an Arceus, there's a Decidueye V-Star. I mean, the fact that we've not seen anything
Fighting
there on boss
energy,
really
yep.
isn't very much at all. Andre's not got a good hand going on here.
Andre is stuck in the mud. He has boss's orders. Do you attempt to slow down Daichi with bringing up the Pumpkaboo? That feels terrible.
It feels terrible, but not quite as terrible. Because the problem is here, you're not doing any damage with Arceus, and you don't need to accelerate any more
It's
energy.
eliminated his last card in hand.
Oh, that changes things.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
I mean, you don't feel too great putting it into play because it was low hit points, but when you have no supporters, this is a huge bailout for him.
Oh yeah, I mean, this had to be the case. And hopefully from the beginning there, you get your Arceus V-Star, then you get your Starburst, and then you're off and rolling, doing some damage, getting energy from your Decidueye. At that stage, it's actually not looking too bad. You have put Limiting into play, which as we saw with Crobat last game, it's a little bit dodgy, but there's a reason you play these Pokemon.
มีทั้งโคแบ็กมีทั้งป่า
But it's not always an ideal world. Sometimes you've got to play them down. And quite frankly, if the low HP was that bad, nobody would play them.
Yeah, and I think we see a criminally underrated amount of these sorts of cards. Both of our finalists here are playing Lumion and Crobat V.
ป่านี่ชื่ออะไรแลนด์
all sorts of formats. For a long time, that's the Intel engine. Players have tried to make decisions based on having evolution Pokemon to search the entire deck, but it's much more versatile. But in these instances, you can get instant access to get back into the game. And Professor's Research is really helping out Andre. I at least see some ball set cards, so we do have access to Starburst here.
Yeah, we absolutely do. There is a Assumed Decidueye coming down, and of course, Daichi is really taking advantage of the lack of Limiting and Crobat in this format. That's why the Jolteon's so effective. If all the Palkia decks are playing some of these other cards, then Limit.
มีฮิสุแป๊บนึงนะมีไฮเปอร์บอลน่าจะ4แหละแล้วก็ควิกบอลน่าจะ4เลยดูจากสภาพนะแล้วก็
And
มี
that Jolteon would not work anywhere near as well. And we do see Bidoof hitting the field here as well. That's potential draw in the following turns here, so that's a lovely card to see hit the field. And now we see the Ultra Ball coming down, which you've got to imagine is the Arceus V-Star.
Yeah, it's a couple big pickups from this V-Star. I think you want to grab yourself a big barrel for the following turn and maybe a supporter or even one of your evolutions for your Vs on the bench. I think everything he needs this turn to simply launch an attack and start putting pressure back onto Daichi.
ป้า
That's when he can set himself up for the following turn.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely the play. Just acknowledge the fact that your attack is on board, do what is expected, but then make sure you've got everything you need. And actually here, we're going to have two Pokemon with energy on, ready to be evolved and start attacking. We've got Bidoof ready to evolve and start drawing cards. Andre's actually got a really good board setting up here. And I love the fact that after Arceus attacks here, we are then going to see both the follow-ups, your Flying Pikachu and your Assumed Decidueye, both with enough energy to start rolling. And over on Daichi's side of the board, we've got Assumed Decidueye with 2 energy, and not even a Flying Pikachu on the board. When we start really doing the back and forth trading here with prizes, Andre's players have a much better position, at least at the moment.
I think Andre did indeed pick those two evolutions, so he has a big barrel and a Assumed Decidueye V-Star. Both options for the following turn, not necessarily now, because both these Pokemon have been benched on this turn, and you have to wait one in order to evolve. So they're thin. If after the peak, slightly hurting Daichi's out at the same time, who is out in a relatively small hand, just 3 cards. We will see the Trinity Nova from Andre. He is also going to power up a secondary attacker now and launch a bit of a response here. Just one fighting energy is all he wants to put onto his Assumed Decidueye V, but it's empty right now to help finish off this Arceus on the following turn.
Yeah, you've got to remember that double turbo energy will happily pay the other half of the energy, and you will then do 140, doubles 280, perfect master. He'll want to go on Arceus V-Star. So 1 energy is all we need here. And now Daichi, remember, Daichi got the first attack, Daichi got the first damage, and you know, if we do just go back and forth trading KOs and nobody wins at any point, Daichi is going to win this game. But Andre's got a better position here, so we do see both Luminion and Flying Pikachu V-Max in the discard pile. Not ideal, but at least we got some more cards drawn from Daichi, and under that path to the peak block, that's a big deal.
Do we have access to any benched Vs here for Daichi? Really wants to try and find a Flying Pikachu. There is a Quick Ball and there is an Ordinary Rod, so this is a couple big pickups for him as well, so he can also get value out of his Trinity Nova. Looks like it'll be his last opportunity to use it during this game. He'll go up 2 prize cards and have 2 backup attacks for the remainder of the game.
I really like this, because actually, if we look at the way it works out, you've potentially got Assumed Decidueye that can take around an Arceus, or actually could take out Luminion, you wouldn't need to start from your hand, but just one, it's not the end of the world. And then you've got your Flying Pikachu V-Max that can take out a Flying Pikachu, so potentially this actually sets Daichi up with a pretty easy prize map, assuming that you've got the right Pokemon in the active or a means to custom.
Actually debating whether the next V Pokemon should be a Pikachu or an Arceus V, and he does in the end opt for the Flying Pikachu V. Holds the Ordinary Rod, doesn't want to commit that just yet.
ไม่ใช่Arceus โดนน็อกไปแล้ว
will end out his turn. He goes up 2 prize cards in his second game, and his board state is looking very strong as well.
Yeah, looking very strong indeed. Both of these players, this seems like a match where both players are having pretty good luck. They're both getting what they want, they're both getting their attackers down, they're both getting energy on, they're both actually set up pretty
คือ
well.
ฝั่งซ้ายเนี่ยการ์ดในช่วงต้นเกมมือจั่วได้ดีกว่านะเพราะว่าน็อกก่อนได้ก่อนเกือบทุกทั้ง2เกมเลย
Dust sizes for 4 cards. They are not very good. I think he got optimal to be able to evolve into a V Max if he wishes. I think we may simply see a retreat for free here into the Decidueye. Not sure if he has many better options in hand. I did spy an Ultra Ball. I don't think he's a supporter here.
Now, there is always the opportunity to thin your hand down and draw in you with Bibarel in future turns, but it's not helping you right now. The good news is Daichi is going to ignore that Bibarel. It's not going to get gusted up and KO'd almost certainly because the prize map doesn't really work. Daichi doesn't have time to take out your draw engine because it just ruins the prize map. Although you could then take out
โอเคแปลงร่างเป็น
so Flying Pikachu V-Max does
ปิกา
come
จู
down
แล้ว
does have free retreat, almost certainly not going to be left in the active here.
Well, hold on. I mean,
double turbo would actually take it out of range. There's only one
โอเค
energy.
แล้วก็โจมตีไป
That actually
ครับ
changes everything. Flying Pikachu gets a really easy response KO if you don't use double turbo energy, but Daichi does.
Yeah, and Daichi is forced into a double turbo energy if he was to attack with his own VMAX here. So clearly he'll be opting to use the Hisuian Decidueye, which is far weaker because there is a huge resistance on his Flying Pikachu VMAX. So Andre's forcing as much gust out of Daichi here as possible. It's very heads up play, even though his barrel didn't give him everything he was looking for.
Yeah, it is getting all just a little bit awkward. I mean, Daichi's in a good position, but now, yeah,
he does have Bosses in hand as well. He'll have to get runner Bosses really if he wants to do anything exceptional. It's only really Luminion he can access this turn. If he can get a manual attachment onto the Pikachu that isn't a double turbo, that's sort of your two-turn route.
Well, I mean, the Flying Pikachu gets up free prizes, so there is a possibility of manual attachment and then actually go after the Bibarel, turn off that draw engine, because if you KO the Pikachu anyway, it doesn't really matter. And just as I finished saying, hey, you know, probably not going after the Pikachu, maybe
เอาไฟ
will go
อิง
after
ปิ
the
กา
Bibarel.
จู
It is
ขึ้น
option
นะ
next. Do you see the memory capsule?
อ่ะ
as well.
ปิด
Another option.
แปะ memory capsule
in
ครับ
certain situations, even Thunder Shock could have been a panic play in the last game. She does have many supporter options. We want to see the retreat here, so that means the Decidueye. So I don't think we're quite that clean.
จะใช้โอเค ordinary lot เอา energy มืดเอา energy มืดอย่างเดียว
Yeah,
Cup.
every roll is up to 2
เข้าเด็ก
Pokemon and up to 2 basic energy, so you can take 1 energy, 1 Pokemon, or 2 of each, or 1 of 1. It really does leave it completely open.
ส่วนโปเกมอนไม่ได้เอาเข้าเลยนะ
Because I don't want to fill my deck with cards I don't want to draw. All I want to draw is an energy, and I'll see a boss's orders next turn. So you've got to imagine boss's orders. I like going after the Bibarel here, tailing off your opponent's draw engine, which really has been a difference in all the games we've seen so far. Could go after that 2-prize Luminion to open up more options in future turns, but I really do like Daichi's position here if he can keep drawing what he needs, which is a gigantic hit.
ใช้ quick bond ครับทิ้งผ่านออกพีผ่านทูเดพีนะเรียกอีวี่ออกมาเอาอีวี่เหรอคือถ้าเอาอีวี่ออกมาเนี่ยคิดว่าน่าจะไม่มีตัวอะไรให้ดึงแล้วหรือเปล่าแต่ถ้าไม่งั้นทำไมไม่เอาโปเกมอนจากสุสานกลับเข้าเด็กไปล่ะแล้วก็ทิ้งหมดเลย
Yeah, absolutely. And it gets the Ultra Ball coming down here. Gets to finish.
ไฮเปอร์บอลครับทิ้งอีวี่กับซันเดอร์
Not going to be particularly useful here. So get rid of them. Have a look for another Pokemon. I mean, it's
เอาอะไรก็ต้องหาไฟอิง VMAX ป่ะ จังหวะนี้เอาซันเดอร์ขึ้นมา
The reason I'm wondering about this is it does actually put the onus completely on Andre then. And Andre has the opportunity to take 2 KOs on consecutive turns, at which stage he will be our world champion. That's all Andre needs to do. 2 more KOs, and that will be the world championship in hand.
แต่เอาจริงๆไอเด็กทั้งฝั่งซ้ายเนี่ยถ้าเจอเพาเกียร์นี่คือเพาเกียร์เดี้ยงเลยนะเพราะว่ามีซันเดอร์อีวีซันเดอร์เนี่ยแม่งคือเป็นการขัดจังหวะที่แบบน่ารำคาญมากโอเคครับโจมตีไปแล้วฝั่งไดจินี่คือทิ้งการ์ดบนมือแบบเยอะมากเลยนะบนมือ
or you go after the Pumpkin Moon, just kind of cross your fingers, Daichi evolves, which you probably wouldn't at that point until the very last turn of the game.
If you're hoping if you're Andre, I think you still go for the Pikachu because you are worried about these random coin flips that can do dirty.
บอสออเดอร์ครับ
And certainly the boss's order is going to pick up the flying Pikachu V. And I think there are some bullshit cards that Andre could utilize to again reduce his hand size. He's got so much value from this barrel line.
Yeah, it really has. That barrel is so that's why I was thinking about potentially going on the previous turn.
แล้วคือปิกาจูร่างไฟอิงนั่นคือแพ้สายฟ้าด้วยไง
Push the side, it doesn't show up in all that many decks, but it's so good and gives you such an advantage, especially when all of the counter cards are shutting off abilities of water Pokemon and Bibarel. You know, in the TCG we've got neither going on here, so I really like the play of that Andre. And things are starting to get a little bit awkward from both players. The prize map is becoming a little bit awkward.
ไฟอิงปิกาจูโอ้ใส่ไป3ตัวเลยเหรอเหมือนไฟอิงปิกาจูจะใส่ไป3ตัวนะ
310 and the resistance from the flying Pikachu being a huge hurdle for Daichi. Andre's going to find an Arceus. We have a capture engine in his hand as well. Can continue to thin and go wide on his board if he wishes. If he has any more access to the other Bidoof here, it could be a solid option.
Yeah, I like having double Bibarel for the late game. That would be absolutely fantastic. Of course, it is worth noting as soon as I can get the KO on Pikachu, you always need to discard a couple of energies from hand to make it happen. It's just a much more awkward way of actually going to get the KOs. Good news for Andre is that this flying Pikachu is not going to stand up to the VMAX, so it's really coming down to it. It is still actually in Daichi's favour here. If they can keep taking KOs, potentially KO the flying Pikachu with their Hisuian Decidueye, probably not getting return KO'd, and then just going after a single prize Pokemon. So it is still possible, but Daichi, I mean, you need to get the KO here. If you don't get the KO here, then I think you fall too far behind, and Andre is just too much in control.
One of the things Daichi's done to fit in all of these tech includes is remove energy. He's very light on his energy cards, so Andre, just 2 prizes away, is mapping out pretty easy to KO route to victory on Daichi's Hisuian Decidueye. Daichi really needs to get a good break of luck here if he's going to find enough energy to KO Andre's VMAX.
I believe it's 2 energy needed to discard to get the KO here.
หนักแล้วต่อให้น็อกปิกาจูไฟอิงได้ก็ตัวหลังก็ไม่น่าจะสู้ได้อะเพราะว่า
Oh, it is awkward. It is very
อ๋อ
awkward.
แต่จูเนเปอร์เขายังโดนไอ้นี่อยู่โดนลดดาเมจอยู่
Yeah, I'm going to get 160 base. The first energy discard basically just ignores a weakness. Well, the second one is 190 with 130 on the 320, which I think is a KO. So it would be 2 energy discarded to get the KO here, which, and it's all getting kind of awkward. I don't think there's any energy in hand at the moment.
There's not. There
is a Marnie in hand. There is a flying Pikachu, but if you bench a flying Pikachu, that does give Andre quite an easy gusting KO, and you know there's a potential double Bibarel next turn. That is a huge risk from Daichi here in the World Championship Finals. I'm not. That does give Andre a very easy victory potentially. I mean, if you whiff the KO here with the energy, and Andre picks up a boss's orders, that is literally game right there and then.
I think Daichi's telling himself
คือตอนนี้แปะไปก็ไม่ได้ทำไม่ได้ช่วยอะไรหรอก
switch around, which is
Mary
choice.
ครับ
The money to the bottom rather than simply switching into the free retreater might find it handy later on if the game does go longer. Andre's going to have to shuffle his own hand, and he did have boss's orders in hand. That has been taken away from him now. Let's see what he can draw back into, and if Daichi draws enough energy here to even KO the Pikachu.
Has he got boss's orders? Both hands are so important. There's
No,
any energy from Daichi here, so it does not look like Daichi's going to get the KO here, which means Andre's going to win the World Championships on a boss's orders. Because that flying Pikachu got benched, we know flying Pikachu
ไม่ได้อะได้คือมือมาเอาจริงๆไม่ค่อยโอเคด้วยแต่ว่า
So we're going to see a second attack launch potentially here.
Yeah, there's no other actions really that Daichi can perform that help him in any way. It's going to be another somersault feathers for just a measly 100.
คือไฟอิงปิกูจูดันโดนน็อกไปแล้วไงก็เลย
Maybe the retreat into the pump.
คือต่อให้น็อกตัวนี้ได้ตัวหลังขึ้นมาก็อาจจะโดน
Not seeing many options yet. It's just the somersault feathers. Let's see if Andre has access to boss's orders here. He has 5 cards currently freshened up from Amani, and also the
ไม่
option
ตาย
to
ต่างหาก
currently missing out.
Okay, so here is our first look at his hand. He's drawing a card.
I see quick ball. I see part of the peak.
อ๋อโดนลดดาเมจอีก30จากไอ้นี่
It's not as simple as it is. He just needs to find boss's orders. And Daichi checking how many have been used. Just one. That means there's
ไม่
not
ทิ้ง
two,
การ์ด
sorry.
บนมือ
So
นะ
there's still plenty lingering
ก็เลย
around. Andre plays
ก็เลย
the
ทำดาเมจได้แค่นั้น
A massive reason why he's made it to the finals. He's always had boss's orders when he needs it.
เพราะว่า
He's in a situation
ไม่มี
where he wants to get
energy
well.
บนมื
Even
อ
has access to quick ball, has a few cards he can fin, so he has potentially 2 shots at it with the industrial incisors.
Yeah, that means he's going to be drawing, as long as he can fit his hand well enough, he's going to be drawing a whole bunch of cards here. And we really are in a situation, it is one card needed here. So there is a quick ball, going to be fitting something from his hand. It is a path to the peak, it's unplayable. You can't play one supporter over another. There's no basic Pokemon, I believe, in Andre's deck, and even if there were, you've got a full bench.
ใช่ครับใช่เด็กไดจิมันเอาไว้ตบกับเพาเกียร์โดยเฉพาะอ่ะเพราะว่ามีทั้งอีวูมีทั้งซันเดอร์2ตัวเลยที่เห็นก็คือประมาณ4ใบแล้วอ่ะ
This is like the game is not over. We can get one more card from his second bid barrel.
Off a second bid barrel.
Is it game over?
Is it game over? Is it a boss's order? Show us the card. We need to see.
Okay.
He would slam orders. It's not come
Andre's hand is all Pokemon, I think. Yeah, it is. So it's going to be a Mani. Daichi is living right now. It's going to be a fresh hand for both players.
โอเคครับใช้แมรี่นะ
And this is where Mani becomes really important over a card like Judge. You're not shuffling your hand into your deck.
แมรี่น่าจะมี2ใบหรือเปล่า
Or you just hand your hand. They're going to the bottom. You're drawing fresh cards.
They're doing a great job there. Making sure Daichi's not accidentally drawing a 5th card. It's only Andre who gets 5.
Switch นะ
Andre missing, having a good amount of outs there and a lot of cards to see. But I still think he's in the ascendancy in this game. It's just a little bit foggier for him, and there are more tricks that Daichi might have up his sleeve.
Yeah, the problem here is that Daichi is going to be able to get a KO on the Pikachu. So there's not going to be, the reason why Boss's Orders was so good last turn, or the turn was still currently in technically, is because Flying Pikachu just KOs a Flying Pikachu on the bench. Game's over, job's a good one. Here, I mean, we've still got a 2-hit KO working quite nicely. That bench to Suion, to Decidueye is going to be able to finish off the active. So it kind of forces Daichi to have something else to attack with. But, I mean, you've only got the Pikachu, but there's no energy, there's no evolution.
Yeah, I mean, he's still backs against the wall. Let's not make any mistake about this. He was very far behind, and Andre's still in an amazing position. He was inches away from winning on the previous turn, but even 2-hit KOing is a fantastic play for him. I think Daichi might again be trying to dodge boss's orders for another turn. He has his own boss's orders. We see Mani instead.
คือตอนนี้ต้องขัดไม่ให้ฝั่งตรงข้ามได้บอสออเดอร์คิดว่านะแต่ต่อให้ได้ก็ไม่น่ารอดแล้วแหละ
This is Daichi's side of things. He has to move his own Decidueye out of the way. It's too easy for Andre to win. He already has an attacker set up.
Yeah, there's already too much damage on there, there's too much energy on Andre's Pokemon. He's got everything he needs to get KO on that Decidueye. Retreats to the pumpkin, but they don't.
Let's see it, Andre. Are we going to see a boss's orders in his hand? There it is!
บอสออเดอร์อีกแล้ว โอ้ยคือโดนบอสออเดอร์อีกแล้วครับเดาว่าบอสน่าจะใส่ไป2หรือเปล่า
Pokemon trading card game, world champion for the second time in 3 tournaments. Europe's gone and done it, Joe. Congratulations to Andre.
It's a phenomenal series, a 2-0 win. We have a new European world champion, Andre Scubal. A fantastic series played by both players there, and wow, an emotional time for both of them right now. Fantastic win.
ใช่ปิกาจูตีไม่ได้ครับก็เลยเสียไปเลย
Things could have been very, very different indeed. We didn't have those 2 energy, and then Andre didn't have the box's orders, and there was a slight holding pattern, but it is all good now.
Great sportsmanship from both players, hugging it out at the end. They've just had to sit there in a real pressure cooker. Daichi bows to the crowd. So much support for him. It was so close yet so far. It is Andre who is going to be our victor here, the 2022 world champion.
Yeah, and that's got to feel good to hear. I mean,
ได้ที่2ก็ถือว่าโอเคอยู่นะโอเคเดี๋ยวขอดีแครดูสักนิดนึงนะเนี่ยเขาใส่ไอ้นี่ไปด้วยครับเขาใส่ในส่วนของกาล่าไฟเยอร์เข้าไปด้วยคือกะว่าจะเอาไว้จะเรียกว่าไงดีอะกะว่าจะเอาไว้แอนตี้ทุกเด็กเลยอะคือเขาใส่ไปเนี่ยคือกะแบบตบได้หมดทุกเด็กอะก็คือเอากาล่าไฟเยอร์มาเพื่อจะเอาไว้ตบไอ้นี่อะไรอะเอากาล่ามาตบมิวเนาะน่าจะเอามาตบมิวนี่แหละบอสออเดอร์4ใบนะฮะแป๊บนึงนะ
to accidentally discard that second energy, and then all of a sudden one of your attackers is taken off the board. We've all done it at some time. But Daichi here is a very good player, a very methodical player, and we see every time the first deck search, those energy are being poked up a little bit just so that Daichi can make sure that everything there is right.
Yeah, it's much more than a slap on the head when you're on the World Finals to make a mistake like that. So taking the time to look through everything, make sure you are well aware of what you have access to is important. Once again, Daichi does find his early Hisuian Decidueye V to threaten Andre's Arceus and has a manual attachment for turn. Pretty much everything he needs on this first one.
Yeah, this is a good first turn. We've got the 2 Pokemon we want. We've got the energy attachment. Can attack is going first. There's no point even going for the energy attachment with Arceus. As for Andre, any flight?
นี่ไฮเปอร์บอล
And it's got free retreat, so it's not about Pokemon to start with, but you need to be trying to get some cards established. I mean, really Badu and Arceus are the big ones we tend to see early doors.
Andre asking how many cards Daichi has in hand, but I don't think the actual size of cards matters too much. When you see your opponent ult all the way a Crobat, you've got a good feeling that their hand's pretty strong. Andre, I believe, has a Marnie and a Professor's Research to choose from. Actually opted to discard a double turbo energy here.
อาจจะต้องรอดูเด็กลิสต์อีกที
It's
นึ
still
ง
a
อะ
very strong choice, even though you're staring down an Arceus swinging into you.
I mean, you've got to think that's got to be the option because, of course, you've already got the Ultra Ball, you've got a free Retriever in the active, Trinity Charge would be very easy to pop off from this particular situation. And we see, as you get to the mid and late game with these decks, they're running out of energy acceleration, and it's more just what attackers have I got ready to go, what can I use? So certainly, if you don't go for Arceus at all in the early game, you are really going to find yourself struggling. It's more just a kind of hoping you don't get KO'd. And the fact that the energy's on Arceus, not on a Sui Decidueye, means that although you'll probably take a big chunk of damage, it's very unlikely you get KO'd.
Yep, I do like the more conservative approach. Make sure you have your Arceus V-Star power available to you as quickly as possible, so you can react to whatever he does. And we do see a second double turbo energy in the hand. Andre going to get a fresh 7 here. Will he be able to access a path for the peak? He does. It's a big draw for him to slow down his opponent. Don't think he found any access to the Hisuian Decidueye V, so he may be limited to Trinity Charging 2 with Flying Pikachu here. But I think on balance, because you have the path to the peak and your own Pumpkaboo in hand, you take this.
Oh yeah, if you've got Pumpkaboo already ready to bump it, then there's no real downside to you. You always have to make that decision with path to the peak. It's telling my opponent, is it going to hurt me as much or more though? But if you've got the Pumpkaboo ready to bump it, it really doesn't matter. Put it down, knowing that if you really need your abilities next turn, they will be on the board. And of course, there's always a chance to just use your abilities and re-establish it anyway.
So Andre will end his turn on a Trinity Charge, eyeing up lots of basic lightning energy to his Flying Pikachu V. And Daichi, I believe, has a supporter in his hand and a Hisuian Decidueye V-Star, so he's
2
not
energy
complete.
อาจจะต้องเดี๋ยวต้องรอดูไอ้นี่แหละใช่คือไม่ต้องใส่ไอ้นี่เข้าไปเลยอ่ะฝั่งขวาก็คือแบบกะเอามาแบบใส่บอสเพื่อตบแผงหลังอย่างเดียวเลยอ่ะก็คือเอาจูไนเปอร์เอาฮิซุยจูไนเปอร์มาเพื่อน็อกอาเซอุสล้วนๆน่ะแล้วก็เอาบอสขึ้นมาเพื่อลากขึ้นมาตบนั่นแหละแม่ง โอ้เดี๋ยวต้องไปไอ้นี่ไปลองทำไม่รู้ว่าจะทำได้ปะเพราะตอนนี้ขาดฮิซุยจูไนเปอร์แล้วตอนนี้แล้วไม่รู้ราคาขึ้นหรือยังเลยคือจริงๆเจอแบบเด็กแบบนี้ก็ไอ้นี่เหมือนกันนะคือแทบจะโดนดักเกือบทุกตัวเลยต้องดูเทรดลืมชื่อแล้วเนี่ยฮิซุยตัวนี้ยูเมดิสคัส3 energy จากบนมือหรือฮิซุยตีมิวแทงเข้าด้วยเหรอทำไมความสามารถมันไม่ได้บอกว่าตีทะลุเอฟเฟกต์นะตีเข้าด้วยเหรอมันแค่บูทออสร่างแรกเหรอแป๊บนึงนะอ๋อนี่ไงร่างแรกโอเคโจมตีไม่สนเอฟเฟกต์ฝั่งตรงข้ามก็คือเอาแต่มันแค่100ดาเมจเองอะยังไงก็ต้องตี2ทีแต่ก็ถือว่าเอามาตบได้นี่อยู่นะตี2รอบก็น่าจะพอได้อยู่แหละขอดูก่อนว่าแต่ยังไงก็ขาดอาเซอุสอยู่ดีเพราะว่าไม่ได้กะว่าจะทำเด็กอาเซอุสตั้งแต่แรกแล้วด้วยก็เลยอาจจะยังไม่มีอาเซอุสแต่ขอเช็คราคาคร่าวๆก่อนแล้วกันคิดว่าไม่น่าแพงนะมิวแทงว่ะมิวแทงเป็นธาตุขาวเนี่ยแพ้ต่อสู้โดนคูณ2พอดีน่าจะราคาขึ้นแล้วมั้งเนี่ย15เนี่ยวีสตาร์ ใช่ คือคนคิดเด็กแม่งก็นะ คือแม่งสุดติ่งจริงๆเลย คือมันเป็นตัวแบบ คือมันเป็นตัวนอกกระแสไปแล้วไปเลยอ่ะไอฮิซุยจูไนเปอร์อ่ะคือมันนอกกระแสไปมากๆแล้วอ่ะคือในเด็กไทยอ่ะแทบจะเรียกว่าแทบจะไม่ได้ใส่จะมีคนใส่ไหมไม่น่าจะมีนะยังไม่เคยเห็นเลยน้อยมากอ่ะคือกลายเป็นว่าตัวนอกกระแสแต่ว่าเอามาแบบดักทางพวกเด็กเมตาได้เยอะเลยอ่ะแต่มือจั่วการต้องดีแล้วหนึ่งด้วยนะ แต่ว่ายังมีอาเซอุสอ่ะคือถ้ามีอาเซอุสอ่ะแล้วอาเซอุสแบบสามารถแปลงร่างได้ก็คือแบบไม่ต้องห่วงเรื่อง energy เลยอ่ะมีแต่ไม่มีร่าง V Star ครับหายไปแล้วแฮะใช่คือกลายเป็นว่าคือเอาอาเซอุสมาเพื่อที่จะแปะ energy ส่วนเอา Flying Pikachu มาน่าจะเอาไว้เจอเอาไว้ดักพวกไอ้นี่ด้วยแหละพวกเด็กลูนาโทนแต่คือกลายเป็นว่าแบบแม่งแต่เพาเกียร์เนี่ยถ้าสมมุติเจอกับเพาเกียร์ใช่ป่ะก็คือ Flying Pikachu ขึ้นหน้าเลยก็คืออาเซอุสชาร์จ Energy แล้วก็เอา Flying Pikachu ขึ้นหน้ายาวๆครับเพราะว่ามันเพาเกียร์มันบูทไม่ถึง300ดาเมจอยู่แล้วสูงสุดที่ทำได้ก็ได้อย่างมากก็แค่290ยกเว้นแต่จะวางให้เต็มเบนซ์แล้วก็ยิงควิกชูตก็310ได้อยู่แต่ยากแต่ก็อาจจะพอทำได้อยู่แต่ก็นะน่าลองแต่ว่าแต่การ์ดไม่มีเลยอะดิเล่นตามไม่ได้ครับการ์ดไม่มีเลยนิซูยูไนเปอร์ยังใช้15ซองเลยอะ15ซองเลยเหรอเท่ากับเพาเกียร์เลยแต่เป็นเพาเกียร์ร่างแรกนะใช่คือดักพวกตัวเบสิกเด็กได้เกือบหมดเลยอะไม่มีเลยอะฮิซุยไอเนี่ยที่เราแม่งแรกกับอาเซอุส1-1เลยอะบ้าบอจริงเชียวใช่ครับตอนนี้น่าจะขาดแต่ว่ามันก็ขาดอยู่เยอะอะก็คือขาด V Star 2 ใบครับแล้วก็โอ้โหอีกเยอะเลยขาด V Star 2 ใบขาดปิกาจูไฟอิงอีกอย่างน้อยก็2คู่ขาดอาเซอุสอีกคือเยอะฮะกว่าจะทำเด็กได้อะ มีแต่คนจะเอาแฮะไม่มีคนเอามาปล่อยเลยเนี่ยมีแต่คนจะเอาไอ้นี่ก็15 ซอง13 14 ซองการ์ดค่ะแบบนะเทรดแอมเก็ตติ้งป่ะอันนี้แอบยากไปนึงเดี๋ยวคำนวณคร่าวๆก่อนครับแต่ว่าถ้าที่ดูจากเมื่อกี้แป๊บนึงนะโอเคเดี๋ยวลองกดจดก่อนคือฮิซุยจูเนเปอร์ถ้าดูไม่ผิดน่าจะใส่แค่2คู่เนาะคิดว่านะน่าจะ2คู่แล้วก็วีสตาร์เนี่ยก็น่าจะ2คู่เมื่อกี้ถ้าตีเป็นราคาประมาณ15บวก15 2ตัวแล้วก็ประมาณ30 ซองเนาะมาแล้วก็เดี๋ยวไปดูเซอุสวีคือเรายังไม่มีเลยสักตัวสำหรับอาเซอุสวีสตาร์โอเคคร่าวๆเนี่ยอยู่ที่ประมาณล่าง V น่าจะราคาพอกับเพาเกียร์เลยก็คือประมาณ8ถึง9ถ้างั้นก็เอา9ไปแล้วกันนะก็ใส่ไปมันใส่ไปกี่ตัว92 18แล้วกันนะเอาคิดตีเพราะใส่ไป2ตัวก่อนแล้วกันธรรมดาแล้วก็ V Star หรอ V Star โอ้โหเชี่ย V Star แพงจังยังต่ำๆก็ประมาณ40 ซองเลยเหรอเอาเรื่องทองคืออาเซอุสอะน่าจะแพงสุดแล้วแหละอาเซอุสน่าจะแพงสุดแล้วแหละขั้นต่ำนี่ก็ประมาณสัก40 ซองได้40 ซองนี่ก็ประมาณ200ถ้าตกซองละ5 บาทนะก็ประมาณ200ฮะโอเค40 ซอง2ตัวก็บวกเข้าไปอีก80ไฟอิงปิกาจูโอ้ไฟอิงปิกาจูไม่แพงแฮะถ้างั้นเอาไฟอิงมาก่อนก็ได้มั้งไฟอิงปิกาจูพอดีเลยคู่หนึ่ง5 ซองเองถ้างั้นก็น่าจะเอามาใช้ก่อนได้เนี่ย5 ซองอันนี้อันนี้ energy โอเคเอาที่เป็นเทรดเอเปิลแล้วกันถูกมากอันนี้6 ซองได้อะไรบ้างโอเคไม่เอาเกิดเมื่อกี้5 ซองอันนี้แล้วกันเนาะ5 ซองได้อยู่ไฟอิงปิงจูไม่แพงมากเอามาเก็บไว้ก่อนได้ เคถือว่าตัดไฟอิงปิกาจูไปฮะที่เราได้ นอกนั้นคิดว่าน่าจะมีเกือบครบแล้วนะโอเคที่เหลือก็ขาดแค่อาร์เซอุสกับโอ้โหก็500-600อยู่นะ500-600อยู่นะอาร์เซอุสซึ่งมันก็ต้องเป็นอย่างนั้นอยู่แล้วครับมันจะต้องติดไพ่อยู่แล้วครับเมื่อมันมาอยู่ในมือเราการ์ดมันจะติดไพ่มีแพสซีฟติดไพ่อัตโนมัติอยู่แล้วครับโอเคตอนนี้ก็น่าจะเหลือตัวแรงๆแล้วแหละก็คือเหลืออาร์เซอุสกับปิกกับจูไนเปอร์ที่ยังราคาแรงอยู่นะโอเคปะเอาไว้ก่อนละกันนะเดี๋ยวเรามาเล่นนี่ดีกว่าโอเคแชมป์2ที่เราค้างไว้ครับตอนนี้เราได้อาร์เซอุสมาเรียบร้อยแล้วสุดท้ายของเด็กของรองแชมป์ลีเจียนของประเทศไทยก็เหมือนกันคล้ายๆกันกับของแชมป์เนาะก็ไม่มี Two Scapper อีกเหมือนกันครับโอเคมาเดี๋ยวเรามาเล่นกันดีกว่าเอาหมีฟ้าแล้วกันนะซองก็เดี๋ยวรอก่อนมันแม่งเกือบ6เกือบ700อ่ะก็3-4คู่นั้นที่ขาดอยู่ก็นะเดี๋ยวรอดูเดี๋ยวดูอีกทีหนึ่งก่อนแล้วกันว่าจะเอาดีไหมใช่ไม่ต้องเจอมิวแทงแค่ธรรมดาเจออะไรแบบอาร์เซวุธอะไรแบบนี้ก็น่าจะติดตั้งแต่เผลอๆติดตั้งแต่ต้นเกมแล้วมาอันนี้เป็นเด็กในส่วนของรองแชมป์ลีเจียนประเทศไทยเมื่อสัปดาห์ที่แล้วเนาะเดี๋ยวเรามาลองเล่นดูกันว่าการ์ดของที่2อันดับ2เนี่ยเราจะช่วยให้เราโอเคขึ้นหรือเปล่าแต่เป็นน่าตกใจมากเลยนะที่แม่งเขาเล่นเด็กไอ้นี่กัน ก่อนหน้านี้ก่อนหน้าคู่นี้เขาเล่นอะไรกันขอดูหน่อยสิเมโรเอตรานี่ไงเจอกับเด็กมิวนี่ว่าใช่เพาเกียร์เยอะจริงคือเท่าคือดูรีแคปแมตช์ที่ผ่านๆมานี่คือแบบเพาเกียร์เยอะมากคือที่ไปดูที่ดูผ่านๆมาก็คือน่าจะเกือบน่าจะเกินหรือมั้งเกิน5ประมาณ 50% ได้อะที่เป็นเด็กเพาเกียร์ก็คือกลายเป็นว่าไฟอิงปิกาจูเป็นตัวที่หลุดแต่จริงๆก็ก่อนหน้านี้ก็มีคนเล่นอยู่แล้วป่ะรู้สึกว่าจะมีคนเล่นอยู่แล้วนะไฟอิงปิกาจูอะแต่ว่าไม่ได้ใส่พวกฮิซุยจูไนเปอร์เข้ามาไงคือกลายเป็นว่าฮิซุยจูไนเปอร์เป็นการ์ดที่หลุดโผแล้วแต่ว่ามันเป็นตัวดักเมตาได้หลายตัวเลยคือทั้งเบสิกโปเกมอนเกือบทุกตัวแล้วก็ยังตบอาเซอุสได้อีกแต่แปลกที่ว่าไม่มีเด็กไม่มีเด็กเดียนก้าโผล่มาเลยที่เห็นนะทำไมเราเจอตลอดเลยวะ เฮ้ยมึงยังรำไม่เสร็จอีกอะเนี่ยโอ้โหใครใส่มาสองใบมั้งติดไพ่หมดเลยป่ะเชียร์แล้วทิ้งแคปเจอร์เนจี้สิวัดดวงหน่อยเป็นการวัดดวงที่ไม่ได้มีค่าอะไรเลยอ้าวลืมลงผ่านเอาผีไปก่อนแก้ขัดไปก่อนใช่แต่คือก็เจอในแข่งเกือบทุกรอบเลยนะแม่งเจอแล้วหงุดหงิดเลยเอเวอรี่นะเจอของแรงว่ะแม่งดูดิแม่งแปะ energy รัวๆเลยอะแต่เมื่อกี้เราลงผ่านเอาพีไปก็ทำอะไรไม่ได้อยู่ดีนี่วะเอาเถอะขอดูก่อนว่าซูซูจิยังมีอยู่ไหมอ๋อนี่โอเคเพราะมึงนะถ้าเอาใครก็แปะ energy ไม่ได้นะสิถ้างั้นเอาเพาเกียร์ก่อนดีกว่าทิ้งจี้น้ เอาเผาเกียร์อีกตัวเหรอเผาเกียร์อีกตัวแล้วกันนะEnergy ฮะ8 2 16บวก6 22พอดีโอเคผ่านเอาพีคไปก่อนคือเรายังไม่ได้รีบใช้ความสามารถของไอ้นี้ด้วยแหละเผาเกียร์เพราะงั้นก็ไปก่อนแล้วกันโอเคมีใครมาแล้วเดียนก้ามาแล้ว220สกิปเทิร์นคืออย่างน้อยเราก็ไม่ตายแล้วยกเว้นแต่มันจะโดนดึงบอสขึ้นไปแต่มันใช้ท่าธรรมดาก็64ก็200โอ้ย280ได้แล้วนี่ว่าเชี่ยก็จะเอาไอ้นี่เป็นเท่าหน่อยทิ้งเกียร์โคกาหรอวะชิบหายแล้วลืมกดผิดนี่คือมันแปะ energy ได้แล้ว6 เม็ดอะไม่ไม่ตายว่ะอ๋อใช้อันติคือจริงๆเมื่อกี้มันไม่ใช้อันติก็ได้นะมันใช้ท่าธรรมดาก็ได้นะแต่มันไม่ยอมใช้คือเมื่อกี้ก็6 ลูกใช่ป่ะ64แล้วอะ24แล้วบวกอีก40ก็28ก็คือเราก็ตายแล้วนะไม่จำเป็นต้องใช้อันติก็ได้นะการ์ดเหลือ8 ใบเหรอต้องถ่วงเวลาคือตอนนี้เราไม่มีการ์ดติด energy เลยเอาพอเกียร์ไปก่อนคือตอนนี้เราแปะ energy ไม่ได้ถ้าเอาใครเอาเอเธเรียนขึ้นมาก็ยากอีกอะผ่านออฟพีได้อยู่นี่ว่า280หรอ59921824เอาอันนี้ มีสตาร์2ตัวแล้วอะจริงๆเอาชินโอสเตเดียม1 อันเอามาทับของเก่าน้ำชินโอทับพอไหมไม่พออะจริงๆน่าใช้ escape row ป่ะแต่ว่ามือมันคือบูทดาเมจไม่ตายอ่ะกบเราก็ตายไปแล้วด้วยไงดีล่ะอย่างแป๊บหนึ่งค่ะโอเคนี่ไปก่อนโอเคอันนี้ทิ้งแคปเจอร์เอาเกียร์ขึ้นมาอีกตัวโอเคชิบหายแล้วเผาเกียร์ตายห่าหมดแล้วต้องไอ้นี่เอาเนซ่าขึ้นมาต้องแม่งต้องหาเนซ่าแล้วอะเนซ่าจะออกมาให้หรือเปล่าก็ไม่รู้ Energy จะทันหรือเปล่าเนี่ยตอนนี้ต้องถ้าดึงเอเธเรียนขึ้นมายากยังไงก็ต้องใช้เนซ่าเนี่ยเอาโครแบทอีกตัวโดนบอสแล้วเรียบร้อยไปละเนี่ยเกมแรกมันจะต้องเป็นแบบนี้ทุกทีสิให้ตายเถอะโอเคปะวันนี้สำหรับวันนี้ก็ขอบคุณทุกคนมากๆครับผมก็เดี๋ยวรอดูอีกทีนึงนะว่าเด็กแชมป์เนี่ยจะได้เล่นอีกหรือเปล่าก็สำหรับเด็กลองแชมป์วันนี้ ลองเด็กลองแชมป์ลีเจียนก็ได้เท่านี้แหละเกมแรกก็เหมือนเดิมเหมือนกันเด็กแชมป์ก็แพ้เด็กลองแชมป์ก็แพ้สำหรับเกมแรกนะเกมแรกทุกครั้งมันจะต้องเป็นแบบนี้แหละเดี๋ยวโอเคครับผมเดี๋ยวรอดูสัปดาห์หน้าไม่รู้ว่าจะเอาเด็กจะทำได้หรือเปล่านะต้องรอดูอีกทีหนึ่งเพราะว่ามันใช้เงินเยอะอยู่เหมือนกันนะ600-700เลยกว่าจะได้เด็กอันนั้นนะเพราะว่าเราไม่ได้ตั้งใจว่าจะทำเด็กอาเซอุตั้งแต่แรกแล้วไงก็เลยไม่มีอาเซอุ ก็เลยอาจจะต้องเสียเวลาหาอีกสักพักหนึ่งเลยฮะโอเคไปแล้วสำหรับวันนี้ก็ขอบคุณทุกคนมากๆเลยครับผมไปละบ๊ายบายเจอกันสัปดาห์หน้าเสาร์อาทิตย์หน้าครับ